I don't even know what number I'm at. I'm not even sure how many tips I have, to be totally honest. I feel like I've got more than 10. Hi everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tidy hacks and organizational tips. I was doing a big, huge declutter session over the weekend because I'm going to be moving over the summer, and I thought I would share with you some of my best tips that I have for tidying and for improving your organization and just generally keeping your life less stressed and less overwhelmed as a result. So the first tip is to clean as you go, do things as you go. So this applies to really any number of things, whether it be you're in the kitchen and you're cooking and you've got a whole bunch of ingredients out on your counter. As you use them, put them away when you're done. I am not the cleanest person on the planet. I can definitely be very, very messy. I will admit it. But little things like that really help me to try and keep my space as tidy as possible as I go. My next tip is that if it takes less than a couple of minutes, then just do it. So this is very similar to the point that I just mentioned about kind of cleaning and doing as you go. But essentially, if a task takes just, a minute or less, then just do it, just get it out of the way. So this is hanging up your coat when you get home, putting your shoes in your shoe rack when you get home instead of throwing them somewhere else, putting a dish in the dishwasher or washing a dish quickly after you've used it, making the bed. This is a huge one. In fact, I almost, I could totally save this for its own point in and of itself, is making your bed. I find that that really helps to set the tone for the rest of the day. It's the first thing that you do in the morning, and you help to create that tidy, kind of clean, organized environment. Point number 3 is to have a spot for everything. Having a proper basket for something, a proper drawer for something, a jar that you keep for certain things is a game changer for keeping your space tidy and organized, and also for knowing where things are. Like there's certain things where I always keep them in the same specific drawer so that I never forget where it is. Having a spot for everything also stretches into what you have on your computer as well, your files, your documents. Save things to dedicated folders and files on your computer. A lot of us spend a lot of time on our computers, and that is a world in and of itself, that we are in a lot of the time, and having that organized really, really helps. The next tip is one in, one out policy, and this is really, really effective. Being really aware of what you are bringing into your space and knowing which things you can then get rid of or donate or sell or whatever it may be. Make sure that you are not accumulating more things, but rather eliminating things as you bring in a new thing so that you aren't accumulating things. My next tip is to have a specified cleaning day of the week. Now this is going to vary from person to person. Some people may have this a couple of times a week or just once a week, whatever works for you, but having a very specific day where you know that this is your tidying day can really help to keep you organized and on track. And something that I want to add onto that point is to set a timer for maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes. This is great if you just want to do like little cleans throughout the week. This really gives you that push to clean because you've got that certain number of time, and it also is sort of a bit of an incentive because you know that you're not going to be doing this for the next 4 hours. My next point is to assess your belongings often. This applies to absolutely anything, but regularly assess the things that you have. So what I mean by this is that may be going through your kitchen cupboards or pantry once a week or once a month and seeing what you can throw out, what you don't need anymore, what you don't use, what is old or expired. It feels really good to just assess the things that you have around you and to kind of, get rid of the things that you don't need. My next tip is to have a donate bag or bin handy, where as you're going about your days, if you come across something in a drawer that you're like, oh, I don't need this, I'm going to donate it or give it to charity or whatever, having a bag or bin that is dedicated to that can really help you to stay organized and keep your space tidy. I find that if I don't have a bag handy, then I'm much more likely to just put it back in the drawer or shove it back in my closet or just like not deal with it. My next tip is to make use of your time when you're cleaning. And what I mean by this is to listen to a podcast or listen to music. When you're tidying or when you're cleaning, you can actually make really good use of that time and learn something new or listen to something interesting, turn it into something that can actually be an enjoyable half hour or however long you are cleaning up for. Have fun with it. In fact, I actually really enjoy it. If I'm doing a little bit of decluttering and I'm sitting down and sifting and sorting, I love having some music playing, and it's just kind of like some me time. And also, on that note, I find that like most things in life, once you just push yourself to get started and kind of get into the swing of things, you get into a role and you start to kind of enjoy it. So get started and have fun with it. My next tip is to clear off your desk or counter or table and re-add things one at a time. So this is a great way for you to, again, kind of assess the belongings that you have. I find it's a good way to have a visual of like, this is how I want my desk to look. I just want to have like 1 or 2 things on it. And then you realize, oh my gosh, I have so many things. And it can really help you to kind of gauge what you can sort of toss or put somewhere else or find a better home for or get rid of or donate, whatever. And my last tip for today, unsubscribe from the mailing lists that you do not read or care about. How many of you guys have a subscription to a mailing list and you are bombarded with emails all the time and you're like, I don't read any of these, and you just delete them, or they just pile up and now your email inbox has like 1,000 emails in there. Again, back to the whole idea of our computers are often a big part of our world, and keeping those places within our computer that we frequent often tidy helps to keep our brains feeling more tidy and organized and less stressed out as well. So those are all of the tips that I want to share with you today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you learned a thing or two in today's video. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment below if you follow any of these types of tidy tips, or if there's any of these that you implement, or if there's any that you would want to share that work really well for you for keeping your space clean and tidy. I would love to hear it. You can subscribe to my channel for new videos every single week, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!